Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast. It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got 'em for a breath. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again, it's MRN's Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week and our favorite month of the year. Erin, I did a ceremony. I took the calendar and I flipped it from July to August, and I got all happy last night.
I hear you. We've been packing up the motorhome, getting it ready.
Oh my gosh, it is going to be the Knoxville Nationals is coming up. We're going to be there. We're having so much fun. More on that later on. The thing that's so amazing about it is that we're all geeked up for Knoxville, but when you look back at last weekend, my God, there were so many cool things that happened.
Awesome stories last week.
Stories along the way, and that brings us to our Classic Ink and screen printing, and embroidery hot topics. How about the kids? Well, wait a minute. No, how about the Hall of Famers?
Yeah.
Okay. I think early in the night we found out that Sammy Swindell won with the All-Stars at Orange County. All right, nice job, Sammy. All right, we're going to talk to Sammy a little bit later on, as a matter of fact. And Danny Smith sitting out there in Ohio and says, all right, Sammy, I'll see your Orange County, and I'll match you with Wayne County.
And what year, how many consecutive years has Danny won?
87. No, I don't know what it is. It's like, I forget where we're at. We're at 42, I think it is.
I think Sammy's similar.
Sammy's probably similar. You're right about that. That's a good point.
Amazing.
So meanwhile, they're out there celebrating in Victory Lane, and then T-Mac sitting in Knoxville and says, boys, you ain't done nothing tonight.
Yeah.
2 of them, a Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour
impressive.
And the 410 race.
And last week we spoke to him and he said, I'm not really feeling it at Knoxville. Well, apparently he found something.
Yes, he did. He found something, and T-Mac won. So a salute to our Hall of Famers. Well, I know Sammy is the hashtag still winning guy, but they're all still winning. Yes, exactly. And that was really cool to see, really cool to follow along with those drivers. Other notes, and this was the dynamic of this weekend. Friday night, Jackson put 10 grand on the line. Erin Reitzel goes up and grabs it.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him.
That was awesome, especially after last time he was there.
Last time he was there, bloodshot eyes and everything else when he knocked himself silly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. So great for Erin Reitzel. This one is really cool. We'll talk about Jackson. Greg Baker is the guy that does the track prep at Jackson. He also runs 360, and he won his career first Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour race on Sunday. Out west, Jason Sowald won the Summer Nationals at Skagit. Skagit's just like this mecca of racing out there that we overlook all the time, and they do a good job. Wilmot, did you see the video from Wilmot?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was incredible.
I mean, just like, no, I'll see your slider gravel, and Shane Stewart gravel and Brad Sweet just went at it.
The fans got their money's worth.
Oh, my gosh, it was unreal. And Rick Lafferty won the Living Legends race at Port. Port was a zoo.
That's awesome.
Well, Port was a zoo. That's like redundant. I mean, Port Royal
and
equals
you were
the
loving
Speed
every
Palace
minute of
equals a zoo. I mean, the fans of Pennsylvania, we all know they're nuts. And Rick Lafferty won. We're going to talk to Rick Lafferty as well. So Rick Lafferty and Sammy Swindell on the program today.
This year we've talked so much about the young kids.
Yes.
And this week they proved us, the older guys can still get it done.
That's the beauty of sprint car racing. That really is. Those are your classic ink, screen printing, and embroidery hot topics, whether you're looking for shirts, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, towels, hats, or more. Find out more at www.classicinkusa.com. That's classicinkusa.com. Sammy Swindell, he joins us next.
Hi, I'm Kyle Larson, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Only the best go 3 abreast, and they're coming to a track near you in 2017. No matter where you're at, the American Sprint Car Series is near you.
From the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, presented by the Mad TV Motorsports Network, to any of the 7 ASCS regional tours, there's over 150 nights of racing to choose from in 2017.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates. Listen live on RacingBoys.com and get the full rundown at ASCSRacing.com.
Oh, oh, Has the summer heat taken a toll on your vehicle's battery? Count on O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Superstart battery that's right for your vehicle. For a limited time, purchase a Superstart Premium, Extreme, or Platinum battery and get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card by mail. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
And that you're supposed to be having fun.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
The Superman colors with Jimmy Johnson.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
So I have to challenge myself more to stay balanced with my personal and professional life.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
I'm Kerry Madsen, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. So much fun going on in the sprint car world, and we've got one guy that is #still winning indeed. Picked up the win at the Orange County Fairgrounds with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Joins us now on the hotline. Sammy Swindell joins us. Hello, Sammy. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Well, congratulations. Tell us about that win on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, it was a pretty smooth night. I mean, we unloaded the car. It was pretty nice. We'd made some changes from the first time I drove it on Friday, and didn't have to do a lot. Just got the quick time and got the right draw in the dash, and was able to lead the whole thing every lap. So you can't ask for much better night than that, and it was great to get that Zimbardi car there in victory lane.
Sammy, when you have a deal come together like this, I think you said in an interview you had never even met Jared Zimbardi before or didn't know him well. When a deal comes together like this and you get to the racetrack, do you do the setup, or is the car kind of already ready to go?
Well, I mean, when I was driving up, I just stopped by their shop there Friday morning, just stayed right over there and put my seat in, and we just went over a couple things, and we had a little bit of a plan there before I showed up on what I thought I would like to have, and they pretty much had it ready for me.
Wow,
That's
absolutely cool. Amazing indeed. As you go through the get acquainted process, it's funny, you don't have much time. I mean, you had Outlaw on Friday night, which, had you ever ran Outlaw before, Sammy?
No, I'd never been there.
Yeah. Orange County, you've probably been there before, and I know you've been in Lebanon Valley. So during the course of the night, that get acquainted process, it sounds like everything must have went pretty well for you guys and them working on the car during the course of the night.
Yeah, it all went pretty well. I mean, we probably had a chance at all three of them. The first night it was just not really knowing the racetrack or how it was going to change or what they were going to do, because they were going to do a little bit of work on it. So we were probably a little bit conservative on that because the car was pretty good and didn't change it a lot. But other than the traffic and a couple of circumstances, I mean, we led a lot of that first night and actually had a shot to drive around there on the one yellow, but then we had a guy spin and had to go back. But the whole weekend went real smooth. I mean, we didn't have any problems or anything. Just it was nice working with those guys, and they gave me everything I asked for.
Sammy, going back to the win on Saturday night, it sounded like tires were a bit of an issue, and I think in victory lane you said something about you knew you had saved your tires, so at the last little stint you went all out. How do you know as a driver that you've saved enough tire? I mean, I drove myself, obviously, but how did you know you still had enough tire? Did you know that there was no vibration yet? Like, how did you know that you still had some left?
Well, it's just, there wasn't as many people there was some people that blew out some tires, and then on a couple of yellows, some guys passed me to go up at the top to kind of run through something up there, but I could see their tires were pretty thin. But I knew the way I was running the car that it had to be better than what I was seeing on those cars, and even the ones when they were pulled there in the work area, you could see, and I'd kind of look over and check out what they were doing when they were changing the blown tires and stuff. But I just felt like I had a pretty good shot. But I was being really conservative through the corners there. So just the last little bit there, the last few laps, we kind of picked up the pace on the one start, and just to make sure we had a good gap. And it's just one of the things you learn from experience running those kind of tracks, and what you can do to save your tires is something I've been able to do quite a bit over the years at times. So, we just want to make sure we can get the win.
That's really impressive. So you're telling me that under green, when guys were going around you or near you, you actually had the time or the ability to look over and see how much was left on their tires? Did we lose them?
There's all the things that you can get, and I don't know. Maybe some people don't think of that, but I don't know. That's the more information I can get, the more I'll know.
Unreal.
Awesome.
Absolutely amazing. It really is. Sammy, the good news is you're still winning, and the other good news is you're going to a place where you won last year. The 360 Nationals this week coming up at Knoxville, Iowa. When you're going back as a reigning champ and coming off a win on Saturday night at another half-mile racetrack, although be it different, Orange County is certainly not Knoxville. What's your degree of optimism headed into this weekend?
Well, it's all good. We're coming back with the same team and stuff. I think we've improved a few things with that team, and it's just, you still have to have the right circumstances, and things have to go your way, but I'm confident that we'll have one of the best cars there. It's just
Indeed, yeah. We're having problems with the connection there, apparently. So we still have Sammy, or have we lost him? All right. We have lost Sammy, and man, I'll tell you. Oh, there we go. We got you now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we lost you there for a second, but I think we got the gist of it, because you have been back with the team. You've improved it, and a lot of confidence as you go forward. Erin?
Yeah, Sammy, when you all throughout your career, for the most part, you drove your car, or you were consistently in a car. Do you find it any bit challenging to hop from a ride to one ride to another?
Well, yeah, it's more of a challenge, and you gotta get there and look over things and just kind of make sure everything's going in the right direction. And but I've done that several times in my career. When I've drove things that I've never drove before, and jumped right in them and won. So, I remember back in the 70s going to Colorado. For the first time we got there, a guy wanted me to drive a midget. I'd never even seen one, and we just kind of, won that pretty easy. I've been in some modifieds and just different things, and it's a lot of things have come easy for me. I guess I'd have to say, but it's all about learning how to get the most out of things, and asking the right questions and making the right adjustments.
It's all going well, that's for sure. Picked up the win at Orange County and headed to Knoxville, where you're the reigning champ of the 360 Nationals. Sammy, thanks for your time. Congratulations, and I know we'll see you next week and get a chance to catch up in person at Knoxville, but congratulations again, and thanks for the time.
Okay, thank you. Sounds good.
How about that? Sammy Swindell, out there cruising around Orange County. You've raced Orange County, right?
Yeah, and it's a fast place, very
fast.
fast.
It's a big, fast place. It's a flat place. You got to hit your marks.
Checking out the tread left on the
peeking around and looking at the tires, looking at everybody when they're changing them out under caution.
That's awesome. That's why he's so good.
That's why he's still winning.
Yeah, exactly. Attention to detail.
Attention to detail.
To a whole
Sammy
new level.
Swindell, what a legend. That's amazing chatting with Sammy. Hey, we need to step away, because a guy that paid attention to all the details on Saturday night and parked it in Victory Lane on the front stretch at Port Royal. Rick Lafferty, he joins us next.
Find Wing Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center.
Want to race against Tony Stewart? You can at the 5th Annual Weld Racing Go-Kart Spectacular. 1 o'clock Wednesday, August 9th at Slideway's Karting Center in Knoxville, Iowa. Join Stewart, NASCAR drivers Kyle Larson and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kamikaze Chris Day from TV Street Outlaws, and Pirelli World Challenge driver Shea Holbrook. Registration is open to only 50 racers at least 16 years old with an entry donation of $400 per person. You'll receive an event t-shirt and goodie bag containing Weld Racing and autographed Tony Stewart merchandise. Log on to TonyStewartFoundation.org for your spot. Donations benefit the Tony Stewart Foundation's initiative Team One Cure. See you at Slideways.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag, fanwear to quick crew wear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink at the track and on your back.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon, and now back to Wing Nation.
Thank you, Jeff. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. All the top runners, everyone rolled into Port Royal on Saturday night, and they spent all night long chasing our next guest. Joining us on the hotline, picked up the win, $12,510, I believe it was later. Rick Lafferty picked up the victory. Hey, Rick, welcome back to Wing Nation.
How you doing, Steve?
Doing fantastic. Congratulations. Tell us about that big win on Saturday night, man. You had that thing rolling.
Yeah, it was just a lucky night for me, I guess. Time just on the bubble there, got on in front of the Sammy there, and ended up finishing first on that. And some kid out of the stands there pulled out a conversion number to put me on the outside pole next to Greg. And usually up there on the outside, you got a little bit of an advantage the way the track's been for the last couple of years.
And Rick, you seem to have the cautions fall in the right place for you. It seemed like every time you get into lap traffic, they helped you out. And usually as a leader, you don't want to see the caution come out. Was that the case?
Yeah, 30 air anymore is such a big factor. It's almost an advantage now to have the cautions thrown as soon as you hit the lap traffic. Especially with Lance and Greg behind you, because they run quite a lot, and they know how to handle the traffic quite a little better than I do for setup. But, if I had a good keep on going, I would have just kept on fighting my way through. At one point there, Greg got underneath me, but I was kind of just taking it easy, so I didn't wad it up early in the race there. And, a lot of these squirrels in the back are just, you kind of got to watch out for them. You don't jump a wheel or something and tear your car up.
Rick, your program, we had you on a couple of years ago, and we've talked to you once or twice before, and I find your whole racing just fascinating and love what you do, because it's certainly a budgeted racing team. You race when you can, sometimes on used tires, and you've won on used tires along the way, and you kind of put it together. When you get a win now and drop $12,510 into the bank, man, there's got to be a little bit of a sigh of, man, maybe I can invest in something else or do something with your racing team. How nice was it to cash a big check?
Well, I haven't got the check yet, to be honest with you, but yeah, that's what everybody says, that there's a check in the mail coming someday here. But yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's just trying to build. Maybe now I'll put another bottom end together and try to get ready for next year with something a little bit better for the Grove. I mean, right now it's Grove. It's real tough. You almost got to build a special motor for there, and a lot of these teams have high dollar motors in them, and I just don't have that opportunity. And maybe we can try to get something better together for next year.
That's awesome. Rick, Donnie Kreitz tweeted something about the car you won in this past weekend was maybe one of Lance Deweese's old cars, one of their cars. Was that right? And was it something that you bought as a roller and you just put your stuff in and it feels pretty good from the start?
He just sold me the chassis. I didn't even get a motor plate or a floor pan out of it. He just sold me the chassis, and I think that's the car that was on the stage last year for the same race. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, Donnie tweeted that this morning that it certainly was. Rick, where do you go from here as far as the rest of the season go? I know you've talked about the Grove, you've talked about Port. Obviously you're a stay at close to home kind of guy. Is that the plan for the rest of the year? Do you have any of the big races picked out that you want to make sure you hit, or what's the game plan?
The game plan is we just go week to week. If I don't feel like going, we just don't go. I mean, the Outlaws I try to stay away from. It's just too much money around there and too much technology with NASCAR guys owning a lot of those cars, and I just don't feel like I have a competitive chance. Maybe we'll hit an all-star race here and there. Test Square 50 is just a tough deal because, I don't know, one year they let you change tires halfway, and it's just a lot of prep. It's just my parents, and they're almost 70 years old, and it's just too much, last-minute stuff for them to handle. And like that dream race, I kind of knew the format and just, kind of geared up for it for both ways. And I actually took a couple weeks off to go on vacation. When I came back, I said, well, I got X amount of rims here. Let me mount up 2 different situations in case time bad. I can run used stuff. By time good and I'm in the mix, I can have new stuff and not be scrounging around the last second and, just throwing stuff on.
Rick, when you get a win like you did at Port Royal this past weekend, or when you won at the Grove in the past, how much do those wins mean to you, knowing that you're on a bit more of a budget and not racing as often as the other guys?
It means a lot, but I go to a lot of races and watch a lot of stuff, wingless or even micro races. I'm at Kutztown on Wednesday nights. I know the game. I know to talk to, I know track programs and stuff. It's just, my budget and, I could run every race I wanted to, but am I going to go out right? No. And just tire out stuff that I have that's, 3/4 wore out instead of, if I can keep my stuff fresh and just, when that chance comes like the other night where I'm starting on the outside, I can go for it. And it's a much bigger advantage than being all wore out and having my crew tired and everybody just like going through the motions.
Indeed, makes all the sense. Rick, I'm curious, sitting here before we wrap up with you, what do you do? What's your real job? What do you do during the day? What do you do when you're not racing a car?
Oh, when I'm not racing, we're cutting lawns. I'm lawn and landscape. That's my business. And, we've been racing out there 18 years. And, to be honest with you, it pays the bills. I don't have the best stuff, but, I got enough stuff to make some damage once in a while out there.
You certainly did on Saturday night. You had the best in the business chasing you around the Speed Palace. Rick, congratulations on the win. It was a blast to watch you wheel that car around the track. Thanks again for joining us, and continued success going forward.
All right, thank you.
How about that?
It's a cool story.
See, that's what I love about sprint car racing is you get all of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You get the young rich kid coming in just trying to scratch and claw his way. You get the young poor kid coming in trying to scratch and claw his way. You get the old veterans, the guys that are Hall of Famers, and you got Rick Lafferty that picks and chooses his battles, had a plan in place with multiple sets of tires so his parents, who were in their 70s, were working on the car, wouldn't hinder their health and everything else, and he knew what he was doing. Got a good draw, started on the outside of the front row, knew that he was going to be in good shape, won the dash, and cashed a check. That's what I love about sprint car racing is so many people are finding ways to do it that meets with their life.
Absolutely, and that's not an easy thing to do, run part-time, especially against guys like Hodden and DeWeese who are running a few nights a week.
Yeah.
And to go out there and have the confidence like he sounds like he has and to go out and win, that's a great story.
Great story from Rick Lafferty. A great story on Saturday night for Rick Lafferty as well. So real cool guy and great to chat with him. Hey, we need to step away because I don't know if anyone has mentioned it to you or not. But there's a little event going on at the famed Marion County Fairgrounds that starts later on this week. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about a Hall of Famer as well. Stay with us, everyone.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
When your battery goes dead, everything can come to a stop. Don't take a chance on getting stranded. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and get your battery tested free of charge. If your battery does need to be replaced, O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find the exact Superstart battery that fits your car or truck at a guaranteed low price. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcasts elevate your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
One final lap in the Daytona 500. Joey Logano has the point. Junior crosses over.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
Hi, I'm Rico Aber, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Thank you, Rico. Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Continuing on, and all eyes are now focused on the Marion County Fairgrounds. And over there out from turn number 2 is the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. We like to talk about Hall of Famers and top drivers in the sport, and we do it around their birthdays. Birthday yesterday was Kyle Larson. Later this week, Leon Chum, Angela Howerton, Kenny Irwin Jr. would have had a birthday on Saturday. Our buddy Wayne Johnson on Saturday, and there's a little race there.
Yeah, a little race.
Wayne gives himself that birthday
It's
present.
a great, Victory Lane would be the best.
Victory Lane would be the best, that's for sure. But today, the 68th birthday of Jeff Bloom, 2013 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. He started running super modifieds in 1967. He's a 3-time Little 500 winner at Anderson, including 1972 when he went there as a rookie.
Wow.
A rookie just rolled into Anderson and whooped him up.
500 laps.
500 laps, exactly. Probably didn't know any better. It was probably the advantage he had. Won the Tony Holman Classic. He's won in stock cars, sprint cars, super modified, Silver Crown cars. And yes, Jeff Bloom is still doing it. I actually saw him down in Anderson, South Carolina.
Wow.
68 years old, and he's currently 3rd in the must-see points.
That's awesome.
It is so cool, and Jeff Bloom, another one of the great stories that are all part of the Sprint Car Hall of Fame. Turn number 2, Knoxville Raceway. Check it out over the next 10 days. They're going to be a busy place to be and a great place to be. And every time I go there, I run into people that I love to talk to.
Oh, yeah. You can't, you're in there for hours.
Yeah,
You
let me go to the Hall of Fame for 10 minutes. No, you're not going to go. And then finally, Bob Baker and the cleaning guy are shushing us out the door saying, you got to leave. We'll be back open at 9 o'clock tomorrow. So great stuff, and we appreciate our friends at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Erin, I think one of the things that I'm so jazzed up about Knoxville this year is there's so many guys that you can make the argument can win the Nationals.
Without a doubt.
This year seems like a lot of times it's Donnie versus the world.
Yep.
And to a degree it's still Donnie versus the world, but yet there's so many guys that can make a claim. You know, Brownie won there last week. T-Mac now.
Jason Johnson.
Jason Johnson won it last year. Shane Stewart is always good there. Brad Sweet is always good there along the way. You never know who's going to pop up and run well. Kyle Larson, we got to stay tuned and see what he decides to do. He's running Wednesday night. And David Gravel. Now, David won at Wilmot on Saturday night. We talked a little bit about that. Our Jeff Wackerlin was there, and he actually asked David about their performance going in the Knoxville Nationals.
It's great. You always want to win races, but to have the confidence up, everybody upbeat, happy, going into the Nationals, we're definitely looking forward to it. We were good there earlier in the year, so hopefully we got a good shot at it and see what we could do.
And see what they can do indeed. Gravel's going to be one to watch.
He's been on a streak lately.
Yes, he has. But it all starts off this weekend with the 360 Nationals out at the Knoxville Raceway. And Kendra starts it off with Dollar Beer Night Thursday night.
Oh, boy.
Just what they need. Just what they need. Yeah, Dollar Beer Night. And, of course, preliminary night on Thursday, preliminary night on Friday night. And then the big one, $15,000 to win. It's the 360 Nationals presented by Great Southern Bank. Sunday, it is the Cappy Classic.
Yep. Big one.
Monday, it's Oskaloosa, and then it all begins back up Wednesday. And hey, I want to mention this, our friends at Weld Racing, the Weld Racing Go-Kart Spectacular next Wednesday at Slideways Karting Center in the afternoon, and you can race against Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tony Stewart. All of this for the Tony Stewart Foundation.
Always a good time.
Great time, that's for sure. Then all the preliminary nights, and we're going to be there each and every night at 6 o'clock and on Saturday at 3:30 with live editions of Arctic Cat Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit. Hey, thanks for joining us here today.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.